Daniel chapter 4, lesson 5, part 2. Nebuchadnezzar dreamed of an enormous tree that supplied the needs of the whole land. Daniel 4:10 through 12. Thus were the visions of my head on my bed. I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height of it was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height of it reached to the sky, and the sight of it to the end of the earth. The leaves of it were beautiful, and the fruit of it much, and in it was food for all, the animals of the field and the shadow under it, and the birds of the sky lived in the branches of it, and all flesh was fed from it. A heavenly messenger gave the order to cut down the tree. Daniel 4:13 and 14. I saw in the visions of my head on my bed, and behold, a watcher and a holy one came down from the sky. He cried aloud and said thus: Hew down the tree and cut off its branches, shake off its leaves and scatter its fruit. Let the animals get away from under it, and the fowls from its branches. The creatures that relied on the tree were forced to flee. Only a stump remained. Daniel 4:15 and 16. Nevertheless, leave the stump of its roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with dew of the sky. Let its portions be with the animals in the grass of the earth. Let its heart be changed from man's, and let the animal's heart be given to him, and let 7 times pass over him. Daniel 4:17. The sentence is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and given it to whoever he will, and sets up over it the lowest of men. Daniel interpreted the dream for Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel 4:18 and 19. This dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, have seen, and you, Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation, because all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known to me the interpretation. But you are able, for the spirit of the holy gods is in you. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was stricken mute for a while, and his thoughts troubled him. The king answered Belteshazzar, Don't let the dream or the interpretation trouble you. Belteshazzar answered, My lord, the dream to be to those who hate you, and the interpretation of it to your adversaries. The king would soon be humbled until such a time that he would acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men, including the kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel 4:20 through 22. The tree that you saw, which grew and was strong, whose height reached to the sky, and the sight of it to all the earth, whose leaves were beautiful, and the fruit of it much, and in it was food for all, under which the animals of the field lived, and on whose branches the birds of the sky had their habitation. It is you, O king, that you are grown and become strong, for your greatness is grown and reaches to the sky, and your dominion to the end of the earth. Daniel 4:23. Whereas the king saw a watcher and a holy one coming down from the sky, and saying, Hew down the tree and destroy it. Nevertheless, leave the stump and the roots of it in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of the sky, and let his portion be with the animals of the field, until 7 times pass over him. Daniel 4:24 and 25. This is the interpretation, O king, and it is the decree of the Most High, which is to come on my lord the king, that you shall be driven from men, and your dwelling shall be with the animals of the field, and you shall be made to eat grass as oxen, and shall be wet with the dew of the sky, and 7 times shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whoever he will. Daniel 4:26. Whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the roots of the tree, your kingdom shall be sure to you. After that you shall have known that the heavens do rule. Daniel Lesson 5, Part 2, The End.